because of who I be and check out how I tend to mine. I got a partner who don't eat no pork at dinner time, but let you act like you gon' ever hurt or injure mine. He have your woman, and that's by dinner time. I keep my eyes on glory till the devil get behind. Now bad mind, the devil made me offers I decline. We not aligned, not combined, I am not confined to any wicked system that these demons have designed. They frame a mind and have you salty as a bacon rind. I'm trying to mastermind how to help out human.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us roughly midway between Boston and Providence. Everybody knows it as Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Cleveland Browns. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
First down, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
First down, Browns.
This to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. To throw, Mayfield. He completes it to Beckham. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going. A touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. It is fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Throwing, Jones. He's going to air one out. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's second and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Mayfield. Flushed out right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Jackson.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
14's the mark. 14's the mark.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it go again. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Jones. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
All day, every day.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And the Browns first down.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Mayfield now. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake. Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And that's a run characteristic of Damian Harris. When he touches it, he gets knocked what's just blocked. But he gets a few more yards as well. He's been dinged up his first 2 years with the Patriots, only 10 starts a year ago. But you have to believe that this coaching staff thinks that he's capable of bigger and better things. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 14-yard line.
On the give, this is Harris, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
We got 4. We got 4. 70 Ranger. He's coming. Check in.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 3-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
They'll run with Harris. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Mike 14.
They run for it with Harris. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Hey, regular. Hurry. Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man. Check 4.
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown. Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, 99 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. Well, Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you can just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears weren't realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. McCann's got it teed up. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind him, try to utter a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sione Takitaki. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Double tight. 4 down. Check.
Another try after the first down sack. Jones. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Thus far, they've been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 14. Squeeze, double.
Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
The AFC's Pro Bowl punter last year, Jake Bailey, on to punt for New England. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about about to get started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
He's telling right here. He's telling him to run. Telling him to run. 4 down. Check. 4 down. Run. Undercut.
Mayfield to throw it.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
54 is Mike.
Alert. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good 2. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And again, it's Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Patrick Ricard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
McCann's got it teed up. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
What's tight? Tight is right. Hey. 4 down.
Off the play fake. Jones. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
This is Harris. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Defense, let's go.
Off play action. Jones. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Jones. Oh, and Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked up by Troy Apke. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning, threw 28.
And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Well, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. McCann's got it teed up. Here's Harris to return it. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. 60 Maverick. Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50. You. Mike's 50.
Off play action. Jones. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And he will have the Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Pick it up, guys.
Jones on 1st and 10. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Here we go. Trap 60. Hey, number 28.
Another try after the first down sack. Jones. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go. Hey, check Mike 33. Hey, here I come.
Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is brought in at the 21. So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Mayfield on 1st down. And finding the tight end Hooper. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
As a general manager, you're counting on your 1st and 2nd round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Check. 180. Check 45 to Mike. Danny. Real. Hey, watch the ball. Hey, check Mike 45. One hut.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield.
Here we go.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Chase McLaughlin for the Browns field goal. A 35-yard.
And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. Here's Harris to return it. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Mike's by 4.
Alert! No.
Now Mayfield. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. They toss it left side to Chubb. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Patrick Ricard with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. McCann's got it teed up. Here's Harris to return it. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Watch the run, watch the run. Mike 28. Warrior 70. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike.
Back to throw. Jones. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. 7 yards, the pickup there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
On second down, this is Harris. Powering forward, powering his way forward. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Mike 28. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. He's coming. Check in.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Single.
Looking to throw. Jones. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken at the goal line. And we've got a penalty marker down here as he's able to get this only to the 20-yard line. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to throw. Jones. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. A 2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action from Foxborough. To throw again. Jones. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Jones now throwing on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Troy Apke. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And again, it's Chubb. Trucks over him. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run with Chubb. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I got one. Mike's by 4. Mike's by 4. Man, I got you.
Mayfield looks to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. Sack back at the 7. Dietrich Wise Jr. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. And this one is right through. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. England with a first down as they begin the drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Harris to return it. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Jones hit and the ball's out. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they keep the football, but now face second and long. Off the play fake, Jones. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Big stop, D.
Inside handoff here to Ricard. And he'll go down at the 28. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
Let's get off the field.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Hudson. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Brings up second and 5 at the 15-yard line.
Second and 5.
Hey, alert!
Another carry for the fullback, Ricard. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
180!
54.
Hey, alert 33!
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And all the way down inside the 5 of the 4. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Run.
Chubb. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
54, watch 54. Coming to you.
And they'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Again, it's Ricard, the fullback. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Patrick Ricard taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
62. Patriots nothing. Tucker McCann.
McCann's got it teed up. Here's Harris to return it. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. And now here is another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, ready to go. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Let's go, defense.
They'll run it here. This is James White. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run with Harris. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They run again with Harris. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Mike 14, Mike 14.
This is Harris on the draw. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. Oh, twisting away. Greg Newsome up to make the stop.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Five yards remain on 2nd down. On the give, this is Harris. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They're running it.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And that will write a finish to this ball game. They said their goal was to win 7 games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number and really make a big